Stay tuned for the Joan Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Waiting to be profiled are actress Marilyn Zhu and filmmaker Varun Khanna. Actress Marilyn Zhu was born and raised in Hunan, China. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Education from the prestigious University of Hunan, capital city. And then Marilyn came to the U.S. in the late 90s. You were the president of a health food company. Did that bring you to the U.S. or was that in China?
My health food company was in China. But when I come here, the reason is I want to try something new and different. So I know America is the most intelligent country in the world. So I said, wow, why don't I just come here to study?
But you were saying that when you went to school in Hunan, that it was very much like here.
Yeah, because my major was totally different. It's a fashion design.
Oh, it was.
But after I come here, I also took class from the art center, which is in the city of Pasadena.
Yes, that's a very good school.
Yeah.
So you took art there?
Yeah.
You've studied a lot of things. And
True.
just before we went on the air, we were talking about what Hunan was famous for. And I think we decided the food.
Food, because it's the most spicy food, in China. And also another thing is that the beautiful girl, I don't know, I'm not sure. But I just know I'm not ugly.
How did acting actually come into your life? You came here and you studied art, but how did acting happen?
It's just like dream, really. Until now, I still can't believe it. It happened so suddenly. I was met C.Y. Lee at a big party. So I happened to be, my friend, asked me to go on the stage and sing, and I did.
But did you train in voice?
Well, actually, I take the singing and dancing as my hobby.
Oh, I see.
But I did have a lot of times performing on stage.
Well, where did you see C.Y. Lee?
Okay, at that big party.
Here in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
In the Arcadia City.
Oh, well, let's tell the audience who C.Y. Lee is. He is very famous.
Oh, yeah. He's the author of the flower drama song.
Yes.
Which is a big hit long time ago before I was even born.
Oscar and Hammerstein, yes. Well, how old is Mr. Lee?
Oh, I hope he won't kill me. On his 90s.
He's in his 90s.
Yeah.
And he's just written this. Is this a new play that he's written that you're in?
Yeah, totally new.
Tell us the name of it.
The Body and Soul of a Chinese Woman.
So when you came to America, you met Mr. Lee, told you to go on stage quite coincidentally.
Yes or no, because when he met me, he asked me if I'm interested in acting. And I think, it's kind of out of my mind. I never think this, So I said, well, he said, I'm looking for you for a long time. So I said, wait a minute. I know you? Am I owe his money? And then he says, okay, tell me, what's the thing you're doing the best of your life? I said, wow, what kind of question? And then I said, sleeping and eating.
Was he asking you in Mandarin or in English?
Mandarin.
Oh, he was. So he was speaking to you in your tongue.
Yeah. So that's why he says he has a play which is the body and soul of a Chinese woman. He's looking for the leading actress for a long time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And so he found you.
Yeah, because he said, because I can sing and dancing.
It's traditional. It's a story of a
a
traditional,
very traditional woman.
Chinese woman
Right.
who does traditional folk dance. Did you have to learn that, or did you know that?
Yeah, I learned that.
You didn't dance like that before.
I did.
You did?
I actually did, yeah. So actually I was prepared very beautiful piece for this play, but it's a classical Chinese folk dance.
Tell us the rest of the story, because I think it encompasses a lot of the cultural rituals of a Chinese woman.
Right.
What would those be?
This story, the main actress is Amy. So she was born in China, but she come here is because of marriage. But somehow she got divorced because her husband is a womanizer. You know.
Yeah.
So this play is about two things. One thing is should her still choose love or go for the money? Which thing can really, brought her the happiness? The second thing is
Which does bring her the happiness, love or the money, right?
right.
Okay.
And the second conflict is she actually is a very natural people, but as a traditional Chinese woman, we have certain way as a lady. When we
To be able to go out
Right.
into the world.
right. So when we want to really show our happiness, we just like this. We cannot really ha 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 ha. That was totally wrong.
But that's what happens in America.
Right, so-
But it doesn't happen in China, right? So you have these two conflicts.
Yeah, so when she moved into America, so she saw, wow, the American girl, so beautiful, so intelligent, and the most important thing is they have the rights to choose their own lifestyle, including the men.
That's the thing, isn't it? For a
Right.
cultural difference.
Right, so she really want to be just like them. She want to have her own man, choose by herself, not by her mother or her aunt,
And she wanted to talk, probably,
right.
instead of just smiling.
Right, yeah, you got it.
So that's the whole what you go through in this play.
Yes,
The body and soul of a Chinese woman.
Yes.
He's a great novelist, isn't he? He's written many novels.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Did he get it right? This play? Do you think he got it right? What a Chinese woman would be thinking?
I think he's totally right.
Did you?
Totally right. He's more than 90s now. Well, actually, his mind is so sharp, even sharper than me. When we're dancing together, actually, I did step on his toes.
What kind of dancing?
So sorry. Well, just the ballroom dance.
Just ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Your is not Chinese.
Yeah, no.
So how does he know what to do, or how to find your soul, or interpret what Mr. Lee has written for this play?
See, that's a very interesting question. Because in C.Y. Lee's mind, he wants to bring Chinese culture to show American audience, to let them know more about China and appreciate the art
Right.
of Chinese culture.
Right.
So the director, Peter Henry, he's totally American. So one is very good about Chinese culture, and one is very good about American. They put their mind together, and happen to be I am the compilation.
I see.
Yeah.
You're the compilation.
Yes.
That's a fabulous way to look at it. So the director actually is directing from his eye.
Right.
Not from Mr. Lee's eye.
No, but they combine together the idea.
What theater is it in?
Stella Elder Theater is on Hollywood Boulevard.
I
Across
see.
street is
Oh,
Highland.
Stella Adler. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. They have wonderful stages up there, and they do
yeah.
great things,
Oh,
don't
I just
they?
love it. Yeah.
So have you done any other plays?
Oh well, that's the first thing.
And what about film or TV?
Oh yeah, I did a lot in China.
So
Yeah.
you were already a pro.
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. I
So
done
have
a
you
lot
done
of
any
things.
here? Any film or
Yeah,
TV?
I did play the harp. I did one big performing in Bellagio the casino, which is in Las Vegas.
Really?
Oh yeah, and
you play the
twice.
harp yourself? You're a musician?
Yeah, it's
the Chinese
harp. We have more than 2,000 history about the instrument.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I did twice. Once in UCLA. I remember the second time is USC. I did twice performing about harp.
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
as a Chinese folk dance, I did 5 times. Once is for the volunteer to get the money for the hurricane people.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, actually I did once at August for singing part. It's for get the money for school's kids.
Oh, that's great. So are you going to continue to study acting and dancing?
I think so.
You are?
Yeah, because it's very interesting.
And before we leave, is there any good Chinese food in Los Angeles?
Oh, there's so many.
There are?
Oh, yeah, I will suggest you whenever what's in your mind, you want to taste something,
Right. Spicy.
Sweet, spicy, just call me.
Okay.
I will go with you.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you, Marilyn
Of
Zhu,
course,
for being
my
with us.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. And thanks for watching this part of the Joan Quinn Profiles. We'll be right back with actor, filmmaker Varun Khanna. Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome back to the Joan Quinn Profiles. I'm here with director, writer, actor Varun Khanna, who was born in Calcutta and raised in Bombay. Varun spent his teenage years as a professional actor, and at the age of 17 became the first youngest professional director in the subcontinent, one of the first. He has a Bachelor of Science from St. Xavier's and a Master from the University of Akron in Scenic Design, and a Master of Fine Arts in Directing and Acting from Ohio State University. How did you get to the Midwest from Bombay?
It's a really silly story, but it's true. I was applying to grad school in the United States, and I had some friends at the University of Akron, and I actually wanted to go to a small town because I'm from Bombay, kind of a New York City feel. And
I was going to say, that's not a small town.
Right, exactly. But, I kind of wanted to go into a small place, and there was a wonderful scenic design professor, Adel Magid, and I wanted to work with him, and I'd never seen snow.
I've never even been there, so you're 5 steps ahead.
So, I was really excited about the snow, and it snows over there. So it all just worked really well.
So there you were, but once you got to the Midwest, you stayed there for a while.
Yes, I did. I basically finished my master's in scenic design, did a lot of summer stock around the Midwest, and
were you actually working as a scenic designer?
Not really. My study of scenic design was not so much as to become a scenic designer, but it was more to study the space in relation to how it works for actors and as a director.
I was going to say that would probably help you in blocking your actors and doing films and.
Well, it's like any space, it's an external mask, if you will, of us and how it relates then to the actor and creating a positive space for the actor to do his or her best. And I was working with this incredible scenic designer who's had done a lot of opera work, and so I kind of learned things that were operatic.
That's so different, isn't it, from just a regular theater kind of scenery?
Yes,
more dramatic.
Well, it's again, I guess, larger than life, if you will.
Yeah, I guess. Right.
And it's quite Shakespearean, again, larger than life, but yet how it relates to actors,
But you're right. It's all about space, because the opera actually doesn't have to be dramatic. It could be very minimal, like Robert Wilson does very minimal settings, but it's all about space.
Right, exactly. And again, operatic is not just
right
in relation to opera, but I think operatic in terms of us human beings and our needs and desires and wants. And I think we all have that sense of opera in all of us.
Right. That's a very good way to put it. You had a big career with a with a major theater company there.
I was really fortunate to actually work with actors over the age of 65.
Oh, really?
And these are professional actors, and we spent a lot of time doing work out of oral history that basically debunked myths of aging.
Oh, that's great.
And so I was really fortunate at a young age to be exposed to basically stories of a certain community, of the senior community, and I was able to basically look into the American experience from their eyes, and I was really fortunate.
So in 1996 you came to LA. What brought you to Los Angeles? From the Midwest by that time, right?
I always knew that I was going to eventually go work my way towards television and film. And so the natural thing really, progression was, let's move to LA.
Well, when you were thinking of moving to LA, you also had a tech company. And is that why how the physics part from St. Xavier's came into your life? I mean, here's this guy, you're studying physics, and then you're studying stage design.
Well, you know,
it's a big mix.
Well, you know, I mean, physics paid my bills, you know, at the University of Akron, because I was getting a master's in physics and theater at the same time. So I used to teach physics, and I was getting my master's in theater. So it kind of helped a lot. And then I moved to LA, and yes, I had a technology company, and you know, you just do everything that you can so you can work your way towards that film career.
Because you wanted to have a film career, right?
Yes.
Who was your influence? What were you thinking about when you were thinking about making films?
Well, it's not so much about making films. It's more about kind of telling the stories that you want to tell.
Oh, I see.
And you know, I've been influenced by incredible writers like Sam Shepard. You know, an incredible German playwright called Heine Müller.
Fabulous, yeah.
And so they've deeply influenced me. I'm a theater guy.
But storytellers, aren't they, basically?
They're storytellers, but again, they're storytellers that have dared.
I see. And you dared on Beyond Honor. Is this your first movie?
This is my first film as a writer and director.
Your first film, Beyond Honor. It seems like this is a very difficult way to start.
Yes.
To us, on the outside, maybe it was something that you had always wanted to do. Tell us what it's about and how difficult it was for you, or how difficult it is for the audience.
Well, you know, Beyond Honor is a film which is about how honor means different things to different people.
Right.
And I think as the cultural landscape of America changes, I think we need to stop and we need to understand what is it that we want to be as a community, as a nation, as we move forward. It's definitely a strong, I guess, analysis, if you will, without sounding too didactic, but about really the culture, the lack of cultural assimilation, if you will, in this country.
That's a big problem with multi-ethnic people, because they want to assimilate and yet they want to keep their own identity. And there's a big conflict. And your film actually starts with that more than addressing female genital mutilation. It's more about the family, isn't it? It's more about having the stronghold.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, when you have such enormous cultural import into the country that's completely unchecked, and we don't want to talk about it, and we want to be politically correct about it all the time, well, the good's going to be there, and there's going to be bad that's going to be there. And clearly with Beyond Honor, we're looking at something which is beyond our comprehension, but that's beyond honor, really, is what it is.
Were you ever afraid making this film? For your life, about anything, about being, I don't know, picketed, being harassed?
Well, you know, I think everything in life to me starts with intentions. And if your intentions are what they are, my intentions were and have been to make a woman that's pro-women. We have 100 million plus women that live with this. 2 million women every year.
I'm going to just show this picture because this is your star. And we're talking about FGM, I guess you call it. And she was very convincing. She was walking the line, wasn't she? Living her family life, living a Muslim life, and then living an American life in a med school.
That's right. That's right.
So she went to school like this with a scarf.
When we were shooting the film, yeah, I mean, you know, she would, on campus at the UCR, she would wear the hijab, is what it's called, and she would wear that, and, you know, that's...
It was so tough for me to watch, and it was tough for the audience. And I know one of the reviews in one of the New York papers said that it like bordered on pornography, and I saw nothing pornographic about it. And I wondered how you could transfer something that was so a part of this culture to calling it pornowgraphy.
Well, again, I think it's the lack of culture in that person and that reviewer's
knowledge,
life. Or culture as well as life, as well as knowledge, you're right, not being exposed to. And I think, you know, we are all kind of view things from what we've been exposed to. Clearly, this reviewer has been exposed to some pornography.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's what I was thinking too.
You know, because, I mean, again, pornography is pornography. There's nothing in this film that even close to suggests that there is pornography. You don't see.
No, I didn't think so either. I thought it was a bad rap for you. It was so violent and it was so real that it didn't seem pornographic at all.
Well, exactly. You know, I think again, it just boils down to, you know, what it is that you want to see or don't want to see. And I think that obviously this reviewer chose to see only what he wanted to see.
Did they practice FGM in India? Were you aware of it from there?
No, they don't.
No.
No.
Where is it practiced? And it's not a religion, is it?
No, it's not. See, that's the very important thing. There's nothing that states that the religion itself lends itself towards this practice. This practice has been in existence for the longest time. Some people say that it almost predates Islam. It's more about the fact that it's been there for so long. It's a social thing. It's a cultural thing. It has nothing to do with the wonderful religion itself. It has everything to do with the fact that it has to do with that it's been there for a very long time.
Do you think besides that it just showed that your father character just had to have control? And was that part of his control, a controlling method?
Well, exactly. You know, I think we all have our baggage, if you will, and we all, you know, carry that around. Now, clearly, when you come to a nation, a young nation like America, and, you know, you have a family where you're married to a Caucasian woman, and you are definitely going to have certain conflicts. The children, when they come into the picture, are going to have their set of conflicts. There's going to be old world, new world ideas that are going to clash. Only in this way, the clash is loud, very loud.
When you were directing it, it was on location, right? And the house, was it an actual house or was it a set that you?
No, it was an actual house.
It was an actual house. I mean, they lived in very, very close quarters. And one of the son had his own issues. Which way did he want to go? He was manipulative already like his father.
Well, exactly. You know, I think, again, as a child, when you are exposed to such violence and such trauma, you can do two things. One is that you say, no, this is not the way I want to go. Or two, you know, you choose to go that route. More often than not, you do go with that.
Yes, because you don't break the cycle, do you? That's
it's very
what you
difficult.
Have to try.
It's very difficult to break the cycle, clearly. And clearly, you know, when you're at that impressionable age where your hormones are raging. And the other thing that also is important to remember is that in certain cultures, getting married to your first cousin
was accepted, wasn't it?
It is still accepted.
Oh, it still is accepted.
So it's you know, there's a lot of sexual repression in a lot of cultures. It manifests itself in ways that can be quite Shakespearean, if you will.
Yeah, almost incestuous when you start looking at the way you were talking about it. Talking about this being in the house and being in close quarters, was it like directing a stage play for you?
Not really, not really. You know, I mean, in many ways when I work with my actors, the relationship is quite sacred, and I write works that actors will relish. So in that sense, the prep for the film was very theater-like. But once we actually got onto the set, my relationship with the actors didn't really change. But then again, the dynamics changed because you're in front of a camera.
Yeah, I wanted to show this because this kind of tells the synergy of what happened probably on the set. Tell us who the man in the turban, the Sikh.
He's Dr. Harkirat Dhillon. He is the executive producer of the film as well as the producer. We both co-produced the film. And Ruth in the middle plays Sahira.
We showed her photo earlier, right?
Yes, and she has done a great job. And again, it's, films like this don't just get made. They get made with a lot of passion. And if it wasn't, again, for Dr. Dhillon and, kind of coming forward and backing this film, we probably wouldn't be here today.
That's great. And what's your next project?
My next project is a film called American Blend. And,
same kind of feeling.
Yes.
But this wasn't a documentary.
No.
Let's say that. This was not, Beyond Honor was not a documentary, even though it felt very documentary in feel.
Right. It's a feature film. It's fiction, but again, like I said, it has that element of beyond in it.
Yeah.
American Blend, on the other hand, is a complete celebration of Americana.
That's nice.
It stars Anupam Kher from Bend It Like Beckham, Dee Wallace Stone from the wonderful E.T., and we got some British actors and Latinos and African Americans, Indians, Pakistanis. It's a true antithesis of Beyond Honor, where we celebrate Americana.
And we show what they're doing here, right?
Exactly. It's a complete feel-good film. You walk out of there saying, yes,
oh, that's great.
This works. But as things do work, but things also don't work, and that's what Beyond Honor is.
Beyond Honor, the music. Tell us a little bit about the music, because that's like is it sitar?
No, actually, a lot of the music is again very world music, if you will. It's very operatic in its
big
in its appetite, and yes, I wanted it to be that way, because again, you are dealing with characters that are very Shakespearean, if you will, very operatic in their makeup, in their DNA.
I'm so glad you came today. It's so nice to talk to a young filmmaker who's so passionate about his work.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, and thanks for watching the Joan Quinn Profiles. Keep writing, 777 South Figueroa, 44th floor, Los Angeles 90017. See you next time.